Here is the front of a Bugatti Chiron Sport, and here is the rear half of a Bugatti Chiron Sport, and today we've got to connect both of them together.
The story of rebuilding a damaged hypercar is not just about fixing a machine, it is about challenging a system that many people believe cannot be questioned. When a rare Bugatti Chiron Sport was involved in what looked like a small accident on the streets of Miami, no one expected it to become one of the most talked about automotive stories on the internet. The car, worth around $4 million, suffered damage that seemed minor at first glance, but because of its complex engineering, the consequences were far more serious. The airbags deployed, the structure was affected, and soon the car was declared a total loss by the manufacturer. For most people, that would have been the end of the story. However, this case was different. Instead of quietly disappearing into a scrapyard or a private collection, the car became the center of a battle between a global luxury brand and an independent YouTuber. This unexpected conflict raised a powerful question: who truly owns a car after buying it? Is it the owner, or does the manufacturer still control its fate? What started as a simple crash quickly turned into a global debate about ownership, repair rights, and the limits of corporate control in the modern world. After the accident, the car's owner found himself in a difficult situation. Even though the crash was not extremely severe, the manufacturer decided to blacklist the vehicle. This meant that no official dealer anywhere in the world was allowed to sell parts or provide support for that specific car. In simple terms, the car was blocked from being repaired through official channels. On top of that, the company offered a repair option that required shipping the car back to their factory in France, with a repair bill of around $1.7 million. For most people, that kind of cost is impossible to justify, especially when the damage did not appear catastrophic. The high price raised suspicions among car enthusiasts, who began to wonder whether such pricing was meant to discourage repairs altogether. It felt less like a solution and more like a way to control the brand's image. Luxury car makers often want their vehicles to remain perfect, and a repaired car might not meet their strict standards. However, this situation also showed how powerful manufacturers can be when it comes to controlling their products, even after they are sold. The car was no longer just damaged, it was effectively frozen, unable to move forward without the company's approval. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. A well-known automotive YouTuber, famous for rebuilding damaged supercars, decided to step in and take on the challenge. Instead of seeing the car as a lost cause, he saw it as an opportunity to prove something important. His goal was not only to fix the car but also to show that even the most advanced machines are still made of parts that can be repaired or replaced. When he first examined the car, he realized the damage was more complex than it looked. The engine and drivetrain had shifted slightly, causing a crack in a structural component. According to the manufacturer, this type of damage required replacing an entire section of the car, which explained the extremely high repair cost. However, the YouTuber believed there might be another way. He approached the project with curiosity and determination, rather than fear of failure. This mindset is what made the entire process so interesting to watch. Instead of following strict corporate rules, he relied on practical knowledge and creative problem solving, turning what seemed impossible into something worth attempting. As the project continued, one of the most surprising discoveries was related to the car's parts. While the vehicle is marketed as a unique masterpiece, the team found that many smaller components inside the car were actually shared with other, much cheaper vehicles. These included sensors, clips, and even certain mechanical parts that had markings from larger automotive groups. This discovery changed how many people viewed luxury cars. It showed that while the overall design and performance are extraordinary, not every single part is as exclusive as the brand suggests. This does not mean the car is less impressive, but it does highlight how pricing can sometimes be influenced by branding rather than actual production costs. For viewers, this was a shocking moment because it broke the illusion that every piece of a hypercar is specially made. It also gave the YouTuber a major advantage, as he could source some parts at much lower prices than those offered by the manufacturer. This approach not only saved money but also proved that knowledge and research can overcome even the most expensive barriers. One of the most intense moments in the rebuild came when the team decided to take the car apart in a way that the manufacturer claimed was impossible without special tools. According to official guidelines, separating the car into two main sections required highly advanced equipment. However, the YouTuber and his team used simple tools found in a normal workshop, along with creative methods, to achieve the same result. When the car was successfully split into two halves, it became a powerful symbol of what determination can achieve. This moment captured the attention of millions of viewers because it challenged the idea that only factories have the ability to work on such complex machines. It showed that with the right approach, even the most complicated systems can be understood and handled. This was not just about fixing a car, it was about breaking down barriers that separate professionals from enthusiasts. The success of this step gave the team confidence to move forward, even as the challenges continued to grow. Another major challenge involved repairing a cracked engine mount, which the manufacturer had declared impossible to fix. Instead of accepting this limitation, the team took the damaged part to a local expert for a second opinion. After careful inspection, the expert identified the material and confirmed that it could indeed be repaired using proper welding techniques. This moment was critical because it directly contradicted the manufacturer's claim. The repair process required skill, precision, and patience, but it was successfully completed. The part was not only fixed but also reinforced to make it stronger than before. This achievement was a turning point in the project, as it proved that some of the restrictions placed by manufacturers may be more about policy than actual technical limitations. It also gave hope to many viewers who believe in the importance of being able to repair their own belongings. The successful repair became a symbol of independence and innovation, showing that expertise is not limited to large corporations. As the rebuild gained popularity online, it eventually caught the attention of the company's leadership. Instead of immediately taking legal action, the CEO chose to communicate directly with the car's owner. This response was unexpected and added a new layer to the story. The CEO expressed concerns about safety, explaining that a car with such extreme performance must meet strict standards to remain safe on the road. This perspective highlighted the other side of the argument. While independent repairs can be impressive, they also come with risks, especially when dealing with high-speed vehicles. Over time, the situation evolved into a form of cooperation. The company lifted the blacklist and began offering limited support, allowing the project to move forward under certain conditions. This outcome showed that even large companies can adapt when faced with public attention and changing expectations. It also demonstrated the power of communication in resolving conflicts that initially seem impossible to overcome. In the end, the rebuilt car became more than just a machine, it became a symbol of a larger movement. The entire journey highlighted the ongoing debate about the right to repair, which affects not only cars but also electronics, appliances, and many other products. People around the world are starting to question why they are sometimes prevented from fixing things they own. This story showed that with knowledge, determination, and creativity, it is possible to challenge these limitations. However, it also reminded viewers that safety and responsibility must always come first, especially when dealing with powerful machines. The rebuilt Bugatti represents a balance between freedom and caution, innovation and expertise. It stands as proof that change is possible, even in industries that have remained unchanged for decades. As more people become aware of these issues, the conversation will continue to grow, shaping the future of ownership and repair in ways that we are only beginning to understand. One of the most fascinating parts of this entire story is how it changed the way people think about ownership. For a long time, buying a product meant you had full control over it. You could repair it, modify it, or even completely rebuild it if you wanted. However, in today's world, things are not so simple. Many modern products, especially high-end machines like hypercars, come with hidden restrictions. These restrictions are often controlled by software, special tools, or company policies that limit what an owner can do. In the case of this Bugatti, the blacklist acted like a digital lock, preventing access to essential parts and services. This made many people question whether they truly own their cars or if they are just temporary users under strict rules. The rebuild project opened people's eyes to how much control manufacturers still have, even after a product is sold. It also showed how technology can be used not just to improve performance, but also to limit freedom. This realization sparked conversations far beyond the car community, reaching people who deal with similar issues in electronics, farming equipment, and even smartphones. As the rebuild continued, the project became more than just a mechanical challenge, it became a global event followed by millions of viewers. Each update video attracted huge attention, with people eagerly waiting to see the next step. The reason for this massive interest was not just the car itself, but the story behind it. People love to see someone take on a challenge that seems impossible, especially when it involves standing up to a powerful company. The YouTuber's journey felt real and relatable because it was not backed by a massive corporation or unlimited resources. Instead, it was driven by passion, curiosity, and a willingness to take risks. This made viewers feel connected to the project, as if they were part of the journey. The comment sections were filled with support, advice, and debates, creating a sense of community around the rebuild. It showed how powerful online platforms can be in bringing people together and shaping public opinion. What started as a single project in a workshop quickly turned into a worldwide discussion about fairness, innovation, and the future of ownership. Another important aspect of the story is the role of knowledge and skill. Throughout the rebuild, it became clear that having the right information can make a huge difference. The team did not rely on expensive tools or official support in the beginning. Instead, they used research, experience, and careful observation to solve problems. This approach highlights the value of learning and understanding how things work. In many cases, people are told that certain tasks are too difficult or dangerous to attempt, but this project showed that with proper knowledge, those tasks can become manageable. It also demonstrated the importance of questioning assumptions. Just because something is labeled as impossible does not mean it truly is. Sometimes, it simply means that no one has tried a different approach yet. This mindset can be applied to many areas of life, not just car repair. It encourages people to think creatively, challenge limits, and find solutions where others see obstacles. The rebuild became a powerful example of how knowledge can break barriers and open new possibilities. At the same time, the project also raised serious questions about safety. While the success of the rebuild was impressive, it is important to understand the risks involved. A car like the Bugatti Chiron is designed to operate at extremely high speeds, and even small mistakes can have serious consequences. The manufacturer's strict rules are not only about protecting their brand but also about ensuring safety. This creates a difficult balance between freedom and responsibility. On one hand, people want the right to repair and modify their own property. On the other hand, they must ensure that their actions do not put themselves or others in danger. The rebuild highlighted this tension clearly. While the team took great care in their work, critics argued that independent repairs might not meet the same standards as factory work. This debate is important because it shows that the right to repair is not just about access, it is also about accountability. As more people gain the ability to fix their own products, they must also take responsibility for the results. The financial aspect of the project is another key element that captured attention. The difference between the manufacturer's repair estimate and the actual cost of the rebuild was shocking. While the official repair cost was in the millions, the independent approach managed to reduce expenses significantly. This raised questions about pricing in the luxury car industry. Are such high costs truly necessary, or are they influenced by branding and exclusivity? The discovery of shared parts added to this debate, suggesting that not everything in a hypercar is as unique as it appears. However, it is also important to recognize that luxury brands invest heavily in research, design, and quality control. These factors contribute to the high cost of their products and services. The rebuild project did not completely dismiss the value of the manufacturer's work, but it did challenge the idea that there is only one way to approach repairs. It showed that alternative methods can exist, offering more affordable solutions without completely sacrificing quality.